It's quad here or GFX lectures. And I'm making this new channel because I've been wanting to do well, I don't know. I've been wanting to do tutorials for a while. Like I haven't really been wanting to do them, but I've kind of like had the thought of doing them a couple of times because I don't know. I like helping people learn shit and stuff. So, um and then I wasn't really gonna do anything about it, but then a friend of mine, um, who has a YouTube channel, and I will probably link it in the description, wanted me to tell him the basics of GFX, and because he just recently got a new computer and he wanted to get into it, he didn't want to waste it, which is understandable. And so I kind of wanted to start by doing a overall kind of basics tutorial, but then I realized that there's way too much to cover, and there's no way that I could just go over all the basics and make it a good tutorial by just if I went over so quickly, it would not be a high quality tutorial, and that's not the kind of stuff I want to upload on this. So I decided to turn it into a multiple kind of series. So I've decided that this one, the first one, is usually the one people talk about most is text. And so this is a basic text tutorial. And yeah, actually, I guess if it's a basic text tutorial, I should scratch this and I'll show you how to get there. But so yeah, this is just I'm just gonna try doing this, guys. It's my first real tutorial, so I mean, be easy on me, and hopefully this helps. And if it does, then it's awesome. Leave a comment. If it doesn't, then yeah, I might not keep doing tutorials. All right. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna need Cinema 4D and Photoshop. So basically, whenever you're doing tutorials, I mean not tutorials. Whenever you're doing GFX, that's the two programs you need. That's probably the two programs you'll use most. Yeah, that's basically for every YouTube background. I mean, just the general stuff. You use Cinema 4D even for just shapes and stuff. And you can do a lot of abstract things in there and then import it into Photoshop. Anyways, just like whatever. We're not going to get into that. But Cinema 4D is just a basic thing that you need, and so is Photoshop. So then you want to go into Cinema 4D, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, you'll start out with something not really like this. Like here, I'll show you what it will look like. You'll start out with a blank canvas like this. So I'll give you a quick explanation on the layout, and then we'll get into how to make text. So this up here, this top right, I mean, I have R12. Yours might look a little different. If you have R13, you'll have these buttons up here will look a little different. It's relatively the same thing. So this one moves your screen like that. You hold and drag. This one, actually, this might just be a text and like program layout tutorial, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how time does with us. So this one, you can drag it around. This one, zoom in and out. This one, rotate the screen, right? You want to have it like facing there. That's just how I usually position it. This one gives you an angle of aerial, front, both sides. So, and then to get back to where you were, you hit this little button on the screen you want to go back to. So, yeah. And then, so yeah, you can just zoom in, do whatever. And you're going to want to kind of make it 90 degrees, like just straighten it out. And there. So this is your kind of canvas, I guess you could say. So it looks really complicated, but it's not. Everything in the back, everything around here, you can see all this background is nothing right now. There's a grid right here to show you where the floor is. If you were to add a floor, then if you put your text under that floor, you wouldn't see your text. So it's just kind of showing you where the floor should be in perspective to a picture imported if you put it in there or whatever. You don't need to worry about it if you're just making basic text. Alright, so first thing you're going to want to do is go over here into settings and go to save and change this to PNG right away. Change this, well, this doesn't matter, and make sure you tick alpha channel. So basically what this means is if you rendered this out, you'd have black all around your text, but now that you tick those, it'll just have the text, so you won't have to like pen tool the text out and then import it. It saves you a lot of time, and it took me a while to figure this out. So once you've done that, also go back into here. I forgot about something. In your output, see right now it's 320 by 240. That's why. See, anything where these black bars are, it won't render. So you can't actually you won't see the full picture sometimes. So it's a real pain in the ass. So you're gonna want to just go to your preset over here and whatever your computer is. I usually whatever, it doesn't matter really. Whatever works for you. Sorry, 1280. I usually use 1280 by 720, I think. Yeah. And see, the black bars, they're way over here, so it doesn't really matter that much anymore now that they're over there. So once you've done all that, you got your kind of canvas set up. You're gonna go into MoGraph and then MoText. So this is the general 3D text that you'll use. It's very basic 3D text. It's just a quick way of getting 3D text. There's a lot of other ways to do it. I'll make a tutorial later on how to get advanced 3D text, but as for now, this is your 3D text. So you can go ahead and change, whatever you. I'll just make it GFX, okay? So that's your text. You can again zoom out to get a smaller perspective. This won't change the image outcome. If you render it, it'll look like this. If you render it like that, it'll look like that. It doesn't change quality whatsoever, so you can zoom out and zoom in as much as you want. This is to change the font over here in the bottom right where it says. Alright, so this can get a little confusing. I should have gone over this. So a lot of the times you'll be here and you'll be like, what's going on? You want to make sure you click here, and then you'll have all these little things. Basically, you're just going to pay attention to object and caps sometimes. Caps, see, they just do that. They add a little effect to your text. But, yeah, we're not... One second, let me just get rid of that. But we're not really using that right now. So just go to Object, click your MoText and go to Object, and then you can change your text. You can change the depth. I usually use about 30, or maybe for this 35. It depends on how zoomed in you are. For height, it doesn't matter. That's just size. To make it, just make your image smaller when whatever you're using, you hit this button over here, and then you kind of go in the middle so that everything's lit up, and you drag down, up, whatever. But you could also just zoom in and out. But for things that have a certain spot where this text needs to be there at that side, minimizing it will be very useful. So then you want to go back to there if you've minimized it at all. Alright, so you'll be left with that. And now that you've got all your preset whatever, you can, to create colors, I should tell you guys how to do this too. You double click down here, and then this thing will come up. It says matte, which is short for material. And you're going to double click the material, and you'll have your color. And so yeah, you go to color. You can change whatever color you want your text to be. I'm just going to use a simple white. So yeah, green, whatever you want. And then once you've done that, you can either drag this onto the GFX thing, onto your text, or, oh, by the way guys, Command Z, I'm on a Mac, so Command Z is for undo. I think it's Control Z, but you could also do Edit Undo. So yeah, or you could drag your color onto your text that you see in the middle here, or you could drag this over onto the thing where it says MoText, and it'll change that. So then now when you're ready to render out, you hit this on the side again. You go to Save. You hit these little 3 dots, and you save it where you want to. You label it as you want to, and then since you have alpha channel, PNG, you have everything else set up. You close this off, and you hit this middle button. It'll render it out, and it should be wherever you saved it. And then that's kind of the text portion for Cinema 4D on how to make your text. Alright, so that's 8 minutes. Maybe I'll wrap up the second part of the tutorial. I'll wrap up the first part of the tutorial. That's just a basic standard Cinema 4D text. So yeah, you'll have this, your GFX text. This is the one I already rendered before. I just did the same thing. I just use a Lightroom and everything, and yeah. So yeah, once we do that, wait, let me just see how this turns out because I don't want to screw you guys over. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. It's not a big deal. This is just you can change the angle however you want, and yeah, I'll go into lighting later, so you can add lights, and that'll be in the complex text tutorial if I do make one. Alright guys, so yeah, once you have your GFX text, or whatever your text is, that's where you are, that's what you have, and yeah, this series is going to be called, I guess, the basics of graphics. So maybe graphics basics, or basics of graphics, that sounds good. And this will be part 1, the Cinema 4D text. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to go on to do the second part, and I'll probably upload it the day after this is uploaded, so please stay tuned for that. And yeah, so this is just a basic text tutorial. If you thought it was a good tutorial, please give me feedback. I could really use it, and I really appreciate it. Yeah guys, so just comment, rate, sub, stay active. Alright, peace.